singing about Banda's. And that was a good comeback from Emmanuel Banda to recover. I think one thing really Banda that is not doing very well is very late in terms of delivering the ball, and obviously the Ivorians want to benefit that one, especially from Ibrahim Sangare on that occasion.
Great initiative. They obviously coming through from Michael Kwan to simply try and cut inside the box. But I think you've really got a point, Matimba, because I think this is like the third time that we've seen, him failing to really just deal with the pressure immediately and quickly release the ball.
Jonathan Bamba with the third corner for the match and third one for the Ivorians. Nicely brought in. Good presence by the Zambians to take it out. But still, it's the Ivorians who retain possession. Played back to goalkeeper Ayayi Charles. The chest coming through from Patson Daka. And this should be easy dealings for goalkeeper Lawrence Mulenga. Of course, Mulenga originally from Blue Bullets Academy in Mutendere Township in Lusaka. Sunzu now. I think the stability really for the Zambian team in the central defense will come from Frank Msonda and Sunzu.
Well, but if you look at what they've done so far in the few minutes that they have been under pressure or under siege, they've really tried their best to, sort of improve in terms of their defense, communication. I think the bigger part of this game, or the bigger problem, is in the midfield where Emmanuel Banda is operating from. There seems to be really some disjoint between Banda and the final third of the Zambian team, where Patson Daka, Fashion Sakala is, and obviously Banda being the weaker link in terms of him being quick on the ball to release and probably try and catch the Ivorians on a counter-attack.
Looking for options as they distribute the ball. Kapumbu stuck in there. Good ball now. Second one for the Ivorians. Outside his boots. Space can be exploited. License also given to go forward with Captain Orio. Soons with that decisive block of the ball. Out come the Zambians now. Chested nicely by Fashion Sakala. He's got three players ahead of him. The Ivorians very quick, always first to the ball when it comes to closing down the spaces. Throw anticipated and expected from Roderick Kawe. Kawe plays club football for Sekukone United in the South African Premier Soccer League. Challenge for the ball now. Zambia second to almost every situation now. Nicked away by the Ivorians with Idris Dumbia. Again, looking for opportunities. The variations really for the Ivorians very pleasing in terms of them trying to orchestrate movements to the left and right. Deep in the midfield, the dominance is very visible. Good passing game. Wide now. Another unmarked player. So many spaces created by the Zambians that are giving a chance now to the Ivorians. This could be an opportunity. And again, Lawrence Mulenga to the rescue of Zambia. Too close to the goalkeeper. And the captain really will be very disappointed with that delivery. Alain Orio, he was hoping to bring in a cross inside, over two players for the Ivorians who are waiting.
Absolutely, a great play, and obviously, and Orio had quite a lot of options other than just taking to take it straight into the net. He needed to do better in terms of cutting inside, but this was clever play indeed. And Lawrence Mulenga just coming to save
every left side of the Zambian attack, and that's a strong push that coming through without a doubt. Foul by Patson Daka on Eric Bayer. Well, there's so much talk about the number 21 for the Ivorians that he might probably be going back to Manchester United after his loan spell at Olympique Marseille.
A strong push indeed by Patson Daka here. Just talking about Eric Bayer, is this one of those players for Manchester, when he used to play for Manchester United, that every time you just know that he will not probably last 45 minutes or so, you have an injury. But every time he's got to the national team, my opinion is that he's always shown character. And
it's got nation's pride, eh?
Yeah, probably it's all about the pride.
So then, quarter of an hour played here. The home team really under a lot of pressure from the visitors, who straight after this match will be making back the long trip on a chartered flight back to Abidjan. Sakala, not so much movement made by Sakala. And now, Fashion Sakala. Zambians don't have a lot of, in terms of support. This could be an opportunity, and Kangwa. And missed by Patson Daka. Well, there was so much hesitation and shifting of responsibility, and really a difficult ball for Patson Daka to connect in the box there. No one was really closing him up, and Ayayi Charles was exposed on that occasion.
Great thinking, obviously, to dig that into the box, but Patson Daka could not really stretch himself too much. The Fashion Sakala cutting through. Kings hoping to get the ball into the box. Luambo Msona, he does well, but for Patson Daka, probably way too high at that particular moment, and was being sandwiched by two central defenders, Eric Bayi on the other side. There's plenty of experience between those two defenders, and we're certainly going to have it really hard to find the back of the net at that particular moment.
So then, Zambia on the back foot for the minutes that have been played so far in this match. Speaking of which, the earlier meeting between these two sides, of course, Zambia was beaten by 3-1. That was good defensive work by Stopila and Sunzu, even as the row of Sunzu comes through here at the Levi Monasa Stadium. But still, the Ivorians really stamping their authority and showing some dominance in this match.
Well, if you're watching this game and you're not from Zambia and you're not familiar with the Copper kit, you'd think that the Ivorians are playing at home, because they've really stamped their authority and they're creating spaces amongst themselves quite so well. You can see that look of disappointment in there.
Oh, that's not too pleased is Avram Grant, with the way the Zambian team now are chasing shadows. Foul committed, and maybe a chance for Zambia to push more numbers forward. Foul by Eric Bertrand Baila, the 29-year-old loanee at Olympic Marseille, will be making a return. We told to Manchester United. His 49th appearance this afternoon for the Cote d'Ivoire Elephants. Out come the Ivorians. In the midfield now with Idris Doumbia. Run has been made by Captain Serge Aurier. No one is really closing down the number 17 captain for this Ivorian side. As if listening to commentary, receives the ball. Banda is taken out of the equation. This is good play by the Ivorian side. And again, a desperate clear out by Roderick Kabwe.
Well, I'll certainly tell you that Zambian midfield in there, Kapumbu and Banda, their defensive play, not really working out for Zambia at this particular moment. They're really falling short.
So Jean-Louis Gasset on contract since May 20. There's a bit of injury concern here on Frank Yannick Kise, so the Ivorians will be down to 10 as the 26-year-old central midfielder for the Ivorian side will receive some treatment. But again, it's all about Ivory Coast at this stage. Remember, a draw will still see Zambia qualify, but not probably a better way that the local fans would want to see in terms of the final home match for these Zambian side. That's a good pass outside his boot from Sergio Aurier. Second ball now, and corner goal kick it will be. But again, Reed, it's very visible that the Ivorian side are loving the visitations that they're making on the left back for Zambia and Roderick Kabwe, or rather the right side of the attack for the Ivorians.
Yeah, this is what happened here. I think just